I think disappointing might be a bit of an understatement for yesterday's loss. You've had a night to sleep on it, but still, how do you feel this morning?
Yeah, definitely disappointed in the team's performance. But yeah, we've had a night to sleep on it, and we have to look forward to Scotland and win that game, and then the next game to come fifth.
It's a bit ironic that on paper, but also just how you guys have been doing up until this point, Canada really has their best team in a World Cup so far, yet you're going to finish for the first time in 12 years worse than you ever have. It's a terrible irony, no?
Yeah, it is. That's the disappointment. I do feel this is our strongest team that I've been a part of in 3 World Cups, but it's the draw, and we could have lost last night and still gone through, but Australia obviously played very well, and they did exactly what we did last World Cup. They put enough points on to go into 4th, so we just have to play and get 5th, and that's all we can focus on at this point.
Taking a look at the actual France game itself, what broke down for you guys?
I mean, it was errors. The game plan was there. We were physical, we were intense, but we just had bad passes, bad hands at times, people going on their own, just different things. So it's things that can be fixed really quickly, and we will fix them for the next game.
So you mentioned the quick turnaround getting ready for Scotland. This tournament has a notorious quick 3-day, 4-day turnaround, so it's hard physically, but also mentally too. How are you going to shift from this game to the next one?
I think it started this morning already. We just we're focusing on that next game. To come out of a World Cup with a 4-1 win record will be amazing. We haven't done that. So although we might end up in a worse position than we have in the past, our record will actually be better than before. But we have to do it. Every one of us is saying the same thing. So we have physically, we're feeling great. The run around this morning, we're feeling well. So it is just the mental bit, and we're a good team. We like each other, and we want to do it for each other. So I think we'll be fine.
How important is it for the vets like Gallo and Florence, yourself, and Ulmer to lead by example going into this next game?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we always look to the vets to lead emotionally and physically. Yeah, they're going to have huge parts in it, but they always step up to the challenge, and I have no worries about that at all.
So this quick turnaround, you're not really going to have a chance to kind of let this loss sink in yet. Do you think it'll hit in a few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't have time right now, like you said, to do any what ifs. It was one game. We played badly, and if Australia hadn't played as well, blah, 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 we could go through, but we haven't. So in the future, it might be something we look back on, but I'd rather, like Gallo said today, look back on the games ahead, and that we click, and that we play to our potential, that we haven't done that yet. And so if we end with 2 solid potential games, that's hopefully what I'll remember, hopefully.
Compare this loss to any other losses that you've had at the previous World Cups.
This one was a lot tougher, for sure. The previous loss is a 3rd, 4th place match against France. At the time, we were still, okay, we came out 4th, losing close games in the semifinals. We almost beat England last World Cup on a great performance, and I think that's what was key. This loss, because we knew we were better than that. It wasn't that France played amazing. It wasn't that they pressured us heavily. It was just execution and bad performance. And I said yesterday, if we lost and played amazing rugby, fine, that's the way it'll be. But it didn't even have to be amazing rugby. It didn't even have to be great rugby. Just if we had played good rugby and still lost, unfortunately that it was just performance, and we know we're better than that. And it was just a lot of uncharacteristic errors and miscues and miscommunication. It was, I was like in the freaking twilight zone. I can't even explain it. And I was off the side at one point for the sin bin when we had to put a front row in. And Zussman's like, Jill, what's going on out there? And I was like, I don't know.
How do you move on from this to the next game, which is equal? Well, they're not the two matches that you wanted to end up in, but they are still equally big for this program.
Oh, for sure. We have to move on. We have no choice. And a lesser team would just crumble even more, and we're determined not to do that. A lot of people will be finishing their rugby careers on good performances rather than, whatever another outcome might have been.
So you mentioned the end of your rugby career. It's been now 5 World Cups for you, so I don't want to say it, but you're probably going to retire. So how does this loss personally affect you even deeper? Just knowing that it's going to be the worst that Canada's ever placed at a World Cup.
Well, I don't think of it personally. I haven't really thought. Now that you pose that question, a lot of things are going around in my head. I don't want to think of it as adding or taking away from anything of my playing career, my 5th World Cup, whatever. This is Canada's World Cup in 2010, and we're in it together as a team. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're not happy, obviously, with the results and our performance. But we're in it together, and we're going for 5th, and it's 1 slot below, and okay, that'll be it. But maybe these 2 games will be just amazing, magical rugby for us, and that's what we're looking to achieve now, and turning around on performance rather than placing. For me, I'll be happy to finish with 2 great performances with amazing women, an amazing team, an amazing experience, and that's great for me. I'm happy with that, and I can retire and continue on with life and rugby in whatever capacity, knowing that and feeling that.
Renowned for your ability to quickly analyze the rugby game, and so from that standpoint, what happened yesterday in the France loss?
Ultimately came down to performance. We didn't perform on the day. We were playing 3rd-ranked team in the world. They showed up. We made a lot of errors, which they capitalized on, and then their errors that they made, we were unable to finish them off and capitalize on them. And yeah, the score reflected that, and our current situation reflects that.
I feel like if anyone out of the team, you would have known exactly what numbers Australia needed to put up to make it into the semis. So were you aware of that when you were watching the game?
Yes, I was. And when I walked by at halftime and it was 31-0, it was tense, and I was hoping South Africa would be able to help us, but when you have to rely on other teams, other results, when it's no longer in your hands, the outcome, it's what happens. And
so back to the France performance, was it a matter of them rising to the occasion and putting in a good game, or was it more of a fact of Canada underperforming?
I don't want to take away from the France. I don't know if that was a good game by their standards. They played well. They got the bonus point. They won. Congratulations to them. I would say that we underperformed. If you looked at our set piece, we were struggling to build a platform, and that's not to blame anyone. We just gave away a lot of free kicks in the scrums. We unfortunately weren't winning our own lineup. So in that situation, then you really rely on your defense to create turnovers, and so that led to more penalties, and that allowed them to kick for line and let them play the territory game and put us under more pressure. And now we have 2 games left in this tournament. We have an opportunity to place 5th and show the class of rugby this team has, and all our hard work and effort, and also to give those people that will be competing at the next World Cup the best opportunity to do better than we have. And I have absolute confidence in those people coming through doing that.